now I'm going to add the halter and rope to work with Phoenix a little bit. And while it's important to work with them also at Liberty, using the halter and rope can help to start to introduce the possibility of using touch to release tension and triggers and help the horse to become more relaxed. So some horses will avoid touch as much as possible. And so they don't have a reference for even the possibility that touch can be a good thing and that they can relax in response to that. So even though I have the halter and the rope, I'm going to continue to ask his permission and notice how he responds to me. I also have this. This is a dressage whip, although I prefer to call it a wand because I'm not going to hit the horse with it. But this is really useful to help create a boundary for myself. So if I want to be a calming influence on the horse, it's really important that I can maintain my own calm and secure and grounded space. So if I'm in danger of being run over by a horse, I am not going to be calm and secure. So it's really important for me to help the horse to relax, for me to be safe, and to have clear and respected boundaries. So using the wand just makes this very easy. I have a nice visible boundary that I can use to make noise with if I need to be a little more assertive. But again, with Phoenix, we were really more focused on developing connection. And so I want to make sure that he respects the halter. So if he gets scared and he tries to run off, I can use this to set a boundary. So if he does, I'm going to just think about grounding myself and blocking him. So I'm rooting down and being a tree to make sure that he doesn't pull me out of position. But I also want him to soften into the pressure from the halter. So I practice inviting him to follow me. And this is going to help him also connect and focus on me. And so I'm just going to walk in the direction that I want him to walk. And I'm asking him to follow the rope. And then I'm just going to stop and set a boundary for myself. Now, I'm not making Phoenix do anything at this point. I'm just kind of observing what he does. If he gets distracted, so he's looking over there, I might draw him back the other way. And when he's reconnected, I just stop. I set a boundary for myself. And if he's connected, he's going to stop with me. So I don't have to make him do anything. So this is really good for helping the horse just to stay focused. If he wants nothing to do with me and he's very distracted, then I can use a cookie to encourage him to come towards me, making it a little more interesting. But eventually I want to actually use touch to help the horse relax and feel better and to release triggers and then improve our relationship. If he avoids the touch by moving away, I can use that halter and rope to set a boundary. But otherwise, I want to keep it really loose, as if it's not there. So I don't want to tie him up or physically restrain him. Because if I do, he's not going to be able to fully release the tension that he's holding. So I'm just massaging the neck a little bit. He had a lot of tension. He carries a lot of tension in his neck. And when I notice him reacting, I'm just going to stay right there, kind of holding in that spot. I'm breathing, I'm grounding myself, and just encouraging him to soften. I can feel the tissue starting to soften under my hand. I can see his lip quivering and he's blinking. So I want to change his response to touch. When I touched him there before, he kind of moved away. I can use my hand just running down his back. So starting here at the withers, I'm just using the weight of my hand, gently following along his back and noticing if I get a reaction or I feel tension under my hand. And I can just breathe and feel my hand kind of sinking into the tissue. So the fascia begins to soften. And as we've worked with Phoenix, he was very tense at first, and we've noticed that the texture of his body has changed and softened. Gentle rocking is another really good way to help the horse release tension. So here I've got one hand in front of the pelvis and the other hand is just gently moving the pelvis and allowing it to come back into position. The idea here with these small movements is that you cannot brace and resist and rock at the same time. So these very small movements are great for helping the horse to release tension in the way that doing yoga is for people. But I can't say to a horse, just relax and let go. But I can encourage them to do things that require a relaxed state. So these gentle rocking moves, we can do that at the withers. And this I actually learned from my friend Mary DeBono, who has developed what she calls DeBono moves, which is a form of Feldenkrais for horses. So these are a few ways that we can encourage him to start to relax and to shift. And again, if I move to a position and he starts to move away, I'm just going to move with him and stay in position without adding any pressure and wait for him to release and soften. When I started working with Phoenix, he was defensive about picking up his feet. So I use the leg lift. This is a Masterson method technique. And here I'm lifting his leg and I'm just kind of supporting and lifting upwards here. And then encouraging him to lengthen the leg and noticing if he has any places where he tenses up and just encouraging him with a gentle wiggle. Again, you can't wiggle and brace. A little wiggle to release the tension and to relax and to bring the toe to the ground. We can do that move with the leg extending forward. Again, giving a little wiggle. We can even take the leg backwards. And wherever he gets stuck, I just add a little wiggle and encourage him to release. So this is really great for helping the horse that is resistant to having their feet trimmed or standing for the farrier. And then I might just back up and give him a little space to process. And licking and chewing is always a really good sign that the horse is releasing. We might see the head go down. We might see yawning. So again, we're kind of looking for these signs that the horse is releasing. And we know they're also releasing endorphins. It helps them to feel better. So it's creating more positive associations. So the horse really enjoys being in our space and learns to really enjoy touch. Okay, that's probably 10.